parents' car today. I I ended up having a flat tire, so that was really fun. Today I want to talk about bomb cards and why you should play them in your deck. So bomb cards, for example, are cards like Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, cards like Blackluster Soldier, cards like, they could be spell cards, right? They could be like Dark Hole, trap cards, it could be like Torrential. But if you remember Sword Soul format, how they played Arch Nemesis Protoss, it's kind of like the same thing. So what this does for you is, well, one, it lets you play around what your deck already loses to, right? So for Sword Soul, for example, you can get debarriered and you're locked out of synchro summoning. But playing a card like Arch Nemesis Protoss, it's an inherent summon. It just happens, and it has nothing to do with your deck, really. It has nothing to do with you getting debarriered or not. It's still a play. So same thing with with dragons, right? It's a bomb card that you want to get to and search on your following turn. Dragon Link players know the feeling of getting access to that card. During during Thunder Dragon format, they also had Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. During Sky Striker format, there was bomb cards that people were playing. There were the Diablos card, that if something is distributed or something like that, I forgot what it's called. But we've seen these bomb cards that come up time and time again into the format. And if you incorporate these cards, you're gonna get wins from people siding cards that beat your deck. That, basically, once you play that card, it has nothing to do with what your strategy does, pretty much. I'm trying to think of other bomb cards that were in the format, but I'm pretty sure in every format we've seen them before. It's insane. Like cards like Torrential Tribute, you can play in your deck, and it might not synergize with your deck at all, but it's a card that out of nowhere, sure, it doesn't synergize with your deck, but out of nowhere, it can give you a free win by just torrentialing your opponent, blowing up the whole board without them realizing. Same thing with Dark Hole, especially if it's good in the format. You should look into playing it, see what decks are in your format, and see if you can play it. There's an insect one, there's plant ones. In my opinion, all the Therion cards are bombs. Even though they're not inherent summons, it's something that just doesn't, for example, Punk Therion, they had the whole extra deck summoning and stuff like that, but even if they get hand trapped to Oblivion, they could still reveal a Therion, target one in the grave, summon it, and still play, semi-play the game, and put up a big monster on the board. So just inherently putting a big beat stick on the board could also be considered a bomb card. People that play GOAT, they know about this. You're kind of looking for your BLS, or you're holding your BLS, and your opponent could have way more advantage than you. They could have went +7, but you having that bomb card, either your opponent has to waste a lot of resources, or sometimes that will just be enough to play through their negates. Even if they have imperms and stuff like that, you're still putting up a big beat stick. Now that the game has gotten much faster, we have the luxury of playing bomb cards in an extra deck. So that's one way that people play bomb cards. Cards like Access Code, which don't come up every game, but it's a bomb card that you could eventually get into, right? But in my opinion, playing bomb cards that are in an extra deck, you should do that. But it does require you to kind of play through things, play through negates, have the cards to facilitate, the climbing to get to these bomb cards. So in my opinion, it's good to have a bomb card in the main deck. And according to Patrick Colbin's book, we should be playing 1 to 3 bomb cards in our main deck. I think now, with consistency being the way it is in the game, and how you need to see, a starter, I think even just playing one, especially if you could search it, is good enough. That's about it.